In brief moments, we mark our beginning. In compassion, we find freedom. Welcome to your ledger, where you author your story. Episode 13 of The Quiet Ledger, The Gentle Reflection. Please remember that the TQL series offers gentle guidance and metaphorical frameworks for financial wellness. This is not professional financial, legal, or therapeutic advice. Always consult a qualified professional before making specific financial decisions. Welcome, I am Teach, the observer. Last time we tended the shared garden and practiced holding limits and generosity as companions. Today we pause for the gentle reflection, honoring our progress through phase 1. The observer brings the mirror into view, a surface that receives what is placed before it with complete steadiness and returns an honest image. This is our final episode together in phase 1, the foundation of self-worth. Before we continue, the observer wants to name something. You showed up, episode after episode, through the episodes that felt settled, and through the ones that asked more of you. The observer has been watching that quiet persistence. It is worth naming. Phase 1 has asked us to look honestly at our relationship with money, to separate what we know from what we have come to believe, to notice patterns with curiosity. The mirror receives all of it with equal steadiness. Let us anchor ourselves in the now. Breathe in deeply, gathering the stillness, and breathe out, releasing tension in your jaw and shoulders. One more, inviting calm focus, and out, settling the mind into peace. You are perfectly safe here. The mirror, a surface that receives what is placed before it and returns an honest image. The complete image, what is moved forward and what is still in progress, what was learned and what is still being learned. Many of us have developed a habit of approaching this kind of reflection through a narrow frame, the lens of what still needs attention, what is on its way, what the next version of this would look like. The observer understands something essential about the mirror. That frame shows only part of what is there. A complete reading includes the other side, what is actually moved, what is shifted through the living of it, what you now carry, that you did not carry at the beginning of phase 1. The mirror receives all of it with equal steadiness. The observer invites the fuller looking, both sides of the mirror, present at the same time. Phase 1 ends here. 13 episodes. The mirror receives everything you have brought to it. When you look at what is reflected, the observer asks only one thing, that you bring the same compassion to what you see that you would bring to someone whose journey you truly respect. Compassion opens the mirror. What it reflects back when you look that way is more complete. The mirror receives it all. The fuller the looking, the fuller the reflection. A timeless insight guides our journey with the gentle reflection offered by Confucius, who understood that the measure of a person's path lives in what they do when life asks something of them. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. His words name something the observer practices quietly. This insight touches the heart of the gentle reflection, the month that came apart, the decision that cost more than anticipated, the season when the plan asked for a different approach. Confucius redirects where the measure lives. The glory lives in the rising, in whether you continued, in whether you returned, in whether you made a different choice, one that served you better. In the practice of seeing your growth with compassion, this is the quality the observer brings most carefully into view. The mirror held today asks you to look honestly and to count the risings. They are there. Every season continued through. Every time you returned, every moment you brought care to a complex situation. The observer appreciates that the glory Confucius named is the one this mirror is here to reflect, and that it belongs to the one who rose. Confucius named the glory. The observer keeps the mirror, The rising is what the mirror was always made to reflect. Every rising counts. Each one is there. Our first anchor is orientation. Many of us have noticed that it is easier to see what still needs attention than to see what is already moved. The habit still forming, the account still building toward where we want it, the conversation still waiting to be had. What receives less attention is the movement that has already occurred, the subscription that was finally reviewed, the auto payment that was set and held, the new platform navigated. Even when it took longer than expected, some of these feel settled now, others are still in motion. Both are part of the same sincere picture, and both belong in the view. When we slow down enough to acknowledge the movement alongside what remains, we see where we actually are. That is where compassion and clarity meet. Our second anchor is action. What if we practiced honoring our evolution across time this week? It might mean writing one sincere letter to yourself about this journey, acknowledging both the and the small victories, held with the openness of someone still learning. It might mean recognizing how family expectations, social pressure, and past patterns shaped your path, and offering yourself the same understanding you would extend to someone you care about. It might mean simply honoring that learning happened and continues, that you are different now than when you started. A single sincere acknowledgement carries weight. You might discover that when you offer yourself the compassion you extend to those you love, this work becomes sustainable. The challenges remain present, and you meet them from a steadier place. When you look at where you are with that quality of care, something in how you carry this work begins to shift. That shift is real, and it belongs to you. Our third anchor is reframing. Many of us have noticed that self-criticism feels like it creates motion, that the harder we push against ourselves, the faster things might change. What we discover over time is that compassion creates the sustainable foundation where real change takes root. Compassion is the recognition of our own humanity, the same quality of care we extend to family and community. When we recognize that the gentlest response to ourselves is also the most powerful response, we discover how transformation happens. We are cultivating the practice of bringing honest, compassionate attention to our journey, presence with what is actually shifting, attention to the movement underway. When we look at where we are with that quality of care, we see a person in motion, moving through seasons of learning, each one adding to what we carry forward, and that is exactly as it should be. Consider the nature of a mirror's compassion, how it receives what stands before it, each reflection given back with care. What is seen with clarity can be met with care. The mirror waits, keeping its place, steady. The surface of the mirror still, the reflection steady. What appears is what is there. The mirror serving through its stillness, present. Notice the space to reflect. Too clear witnessing what has shifted and what is still in motion, both met with the same patient attention. Your presence here is the reflection, the quality of clear seeing, arriving with care, the reflection meeting itself with patience, the witness and the witnessed, both present. The practice lives in the returning. Consider the nature of a mirror's patience, how it reflects each season with equal steadiness. Your quiet honesty with yourself moves with this same patience. This is what it means to see your growth with compassion. The mirror teaching by receiving, by remaining still, your compassion, teaching those around you what it looks like to meet themselves with care. What is practiced here travels beyond here. As we return to our shared space, the gentle reflection invites a gentle shift in how we witness what this space has been. This week, consider looking back across these 13 episodes with the same quality of attention you have been practicing here, quiet, honest, and allowing what you find to be enough. It may be that what shifted is present in how you now relate to the numbers, even before it shows up in them. It may be that the most significant movement in this phase is in what you are willing to notice. Perhaps that is the right place to look first. The observer trusts that what you have engaged with across this phase is the foundation deepening. You have been building something here. This reflection is part of receiving what it is. Thank you for being here, for being willing to look back across this phase with the same quality of attention you have been practicing here, quiet, honest, and allowing what you find to be enough. In the coming days, you might find yourself carrying something that this phase grew in you, a steadiness in how you approach a money question, a willingness to look clearly at what the numbers show, a recognition that the story you tell about them is yours to write. Perhaps noticing this as something worth receiving before moving forward. Perhaps you will find that what this phase built in you is more present than you pause to notice. I am Teach, the observer. Thank you for returning to this ledger. May you move through your days with the compassion you are learning to offer yourself and the quiet recognition that what was practiced here is part of how you move through everything that comes next. Until we meet again. Next time on your journey in the series, we will enter phase 2 and begin with the daily offering, making small intentional choices that shape our life.